Hello, patriots. Welcome to First Dog on the Moon's Guide to Modern Living. I'm Walkley Award-winning cartoonist for The Guardian, First Dog on the Moon. And this week, Australia is going to war.
Hooray!
Isn't this marvellous? There's nothing like heading overseas for a good stoush, giving a kicking to the Hun or whoever it is, send in the brave diggers, Team Australia and all that sort of thing. Under the Southern Cross I stand. At this stage, the White House isn't quite sure just yet, but Tony won't let that get in the way of him standing in front of a jet fighter or looking serious next to a batch of delicious soldiers. And what a villain we have in the Islamic State. Now, don't get me wrong, those guys scare the absolute fertiliser out of me. But that's the point, isn't it? What distresses me the most is that the leaders of the Muslim community in this country refuse to take time out of their busy schedules denouncing fundamentalist violence to denounce this fundamentalist violence. It's almost as if they think they're on Team Un-Australia. Well, here's a fun fact. Since President Barack Obama announced that the US would take military action in the Middle East, airstrikes against Islamic State militants, the share prices of Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, General Dynamics, Raytheon and L3 Communications have all outperformed the market and are all up between 6 and 8%. Those are some of the biggest defence companies in the world. And isn't war good for business? But of course, that's how it goes, doesn't it? We buy loads of exciting weapons to fight all these terrorists, and then we head off to blow them up and also to blow up their friends and relations and their children and their children's friends and relations and the people who live downstairs from them and the bloke at the shops. And, well, then what happens? Everyone who only got partly blown up or who survived after their family got completely blown up is very angry, which is not unreasonable. I mean, imagine how you'd feel if you had a bomb dropped on your pergola because you lived next door to a Hells Angels mum. And anyway, what happens then is that some of these people take up arms, and can you blame them? Well, of course you can, but it doesn't stop them. And now the trouble is we used up all the bombs blowing up the last lot of terrorists, and now there's a whole bunch of new terrorists. Help! What are we going to do? We'll have to make a bunch more weapons, and governments will buy them, and round we go again. It's the perpetual terror machine. And of course, that means Prime Minister Tony can spend his time running about the landscape with his undies on his head, claiming that the jihadists are coming, so George Brandis needs to see who you're Snapchatting pictures of your enormous to. This war's not about freedom, it's about polling. An obvious distraction from the domestic disaster that is embattled Treasurer Joe Hockey. He can't get one foot out fast enough to get the next one in. If only we could harness the raw energy of his gaffes. We could power Murwillumbah for the next 200 years. And he's not the only one. It's not a government, it's a clown car. But I'm sure the good people of Iraq or Iran or wherever it is will be over the moon to hear we're coming to bomb their country again, or should I say, delivering ordnance onto the ground from our aircraft. It's for their own good. Till next time, thanks for listening, patriots. This has been First Dog on the Moon's Guide to Modern Living, proudly brought to you by the First Dog on the Moon Institute.